welcome back to my channel. My name is Misty and the channel's name of course is Speculative Magpie, and we are here to do a book review. Now this book is called The Haunting of Leigh Harker, and it is a Darcy Coates book. Y'all know how much I love Darcy Coates, so let's read the synopsis and then we'll come back and talk about it, okay? Leigh Harker's quiet suburban home was her sanctuary for more than a decade, until things abruptly changed. Curtains opened by themselves, radios turned off and on, and a dark figure looms in the shadows of her bedroom door at night, watching her, waiting for her to finally let down her guard enough to fall asleep. Pushed to her limits but unwilling to abandon her home, Leigh struggles to find answers. But each step forces her towards something more terrifying than she ever imagined. A poisonous shadow seeps from the locked door underneath the stairs. The handle rattles through the night and fingernails scratch the wood. Her home harbors dangerous secrets, and now that Leigh is trapped within its walls, she fears she may never escape. Now, I started this book yesterday and finished it this morning. This is Darcy Coates' newest book. She has two actually coming out this month. I did not know this one was coming out this month. I just happened to see it, and because I'm such a huge Darcy Coates fan, I had to read it, and I am so glad I did. Now, I have normally called Darcy Coates cozy horror, because while she is a master at describing like spooky, creepy ambiance, she doesn't really, scare you. Now, I don't know if she's heard that and she decided to say, I'll show you fucking cozy horror, because she went full throttle on this book. In my life, I am 45 years old. There has only been 3 other books that have scared me and creeped me out as much as this book did. I I started reading it last night and I was laying across my bed with my feet hanging off of the side of the bed. 10 pages in, I started to pull my feet back because I didn't want them hanging over the bed anymore. This book was fantastic. Not only does she set the scene and show you how just creepy and unsettling Leigh's house had become to her, she just starts weaving this story that you're just following along with Leigh. Leigh is, I kind of got the impression she's like middle-aged, maybe around my age, a little bit younger possibly. She's estranged from her sister Meg. They just stopped talking. And she just basically lives alone. She's been in this house for 15 years and it's her sanctuary. But suddenly one night it becomes this house that's not comfortable for her anymore. She notices this horrible creature that's just standing there watching her with these round bright eyes and scraggly gray hair, and she's just terrified. And it's this standoff between her and this creature. And Darcy Coates just lets these things build up. It starts at page 1, but you can just feel this intense confrontation that's going to happen between Leigh and this creature. And it just finally hits ahead, and then a twist happens. So I was on the edge of my seat for well over 100 pages, 130 pages almost, and then this twist happened. And it's like Darcy Coates kind of pulled back a little bit. She's she didn't let you breathe for over 100 pages, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, things are starting to calm down, and kind of goes into this mystery kind of story that you're following along and just get fascinated with. And then all of a sudden, that last little bit of the book, you're terrified. I was incredibly grossed out. She hits you with some some scenes that were applied that were just awful. And then, you know, in the last half of the book, you're just sobbing like in like this emotional catharsis. I don't know where she pulled this book out of because it's nothing like I've ever read from her before. And admittedly, I've only read 5 other books by her, but this one was on a whole nother level. Like I said, I've only read 3 other books that have actually like scared me like this book does. I read a lot of horror and normally I get grossed out, maybe creeped out a little bit, even with like past Darcy Coates books. I'm, you know, just a little creeped out with the way she describes some scenes, like in the Whispering Dead, which is the 2nd book in that series, is coming out at the end of this month. She described this hand that was like scratching along this window. And, you know, that's only like, you know, a paragraph or 2. And then we were back into her quirky characters, her fun vision of this town. But this book was like pages of this ambiance and this feeling of this dread and this creep. And it just kept going on. And what Leigh was going through, what the other characters in this book were going through. And like at no point in this book did I ever guess what was going to happen. I am so glad I picked up this book. I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars. It is just, this is probably, I still think The Carrow Haunt is probably my favorite Darcy Coates book, or maybe Craven Manor. I think Craven Manor is probably my favorite. But this one here, this one is a fantastic ghost story. Seriously. It's just, I highly recommend it. If you like Darcy Coates, if you like ghost stories, if you actually want to feel scared, read this book. I don't know if I can call Darcy Coates a cozy horror writer anymore. She's just terrifying. This was awesome. This was awesome. And definitely not on my Halloween-a-thon to be read list, but I definitely had to read it because I just love Darcy Coates, and I'm just, this book was amazing. I can't wait to read her next books. So that's my review, little gushing, but I'm not ashamed. I loved it. I will talk to you next time where we talk some more about some books and things, okay? Bye, y'all.